Oh my gosh, he's using clips from the old Superman. I think it's Superman 4 he's using. Yeah. Critical Drinker is using clips from Superman 4. At least that's the first clip you see. Supergirl, a total cinematic calamity. And yeah, I can easily believe it. Again, I would have probably gone to see it because I have passes to the movies. And the funny thing is, I haven't gone to the movies in a while. I probably should go. But it's not made for me. It's not made for me. If it's not made for me, why would I support it? Why would I watch it? I watch things that are made for me. Or, better yet, literally not telling people it's not made for them. I'd have no problem watching things like The Barbie, watching things like Oppenheimer, watching things like Supergirl, watching things like, Wuthering Heights, watching things, as long as they don't turn it into smut, or they don't say like, oh, it's not made for you. Just make a film. Just make a film. And people will come watch it. And people will continue to watch it and praise it if it's good. It has nothing to do with the actress. It has nothing to do with the actors. It has nothing to do with sexuality. It has nothing to do with, just make a film. Just make a film. Supergirl, a total cinematic calamity. That's a mouthful for me.
You know, I once drank a shot glass full of chili sauce for a bet on a night out, and the resulting explosive ejection of liquid.
You know what? When I got 1,000 subscribers, because I told myself, it's like, I said it like, you know what? When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna take 5 shot glasses of hot sauce. I didn't have this problem. But then again, I grew up eating hot sauce, so I filled it up, took a shot, filled it up, took a shot, filled it up, took a shot, and then I felt it like you feel it because I had nothing to eat with it, so you feel it.
Fire from my body the next morning was enough to have me praying to the gods of chaos themselves, anything to release me from the torment. But you know what? That was still more fun than watching Supergirl, partly because I won the bet, so at least I made some money out of it, but mostly because at least it was over quickly. Supergirl, on the other hand, stretched out into almost 2 hours of abject misery and boredom, and by golly do you feel it. I was gonna say you feel it by the end, but who am I kidding? I was feeling it after like 20 minutes.
I hate this! It is revolting!
Supergirl is everything we all feared it would be, and more. So much more. A cringy, cliched, tedious mess of dull, lifeless action scenes that we've seen a million times before. That fucking face, man.
Again, I don't think she's good for... So if you've seen her like on the red carpet or white carpet or whatever they call the carpets now, she doesn't look like a Supergirl. There's something about her wide smile, about her laugh. She could play a Harley Quinn. You know, a Harley Quinn that's embodying the Joker. You know, they could do that aspect. I would have no problem with that because she's got the look for it. She's really got the look for it. And her face is just, her especially her mouth, is generally inclined for that. Supergirl, not so much. Not so much.
One-dimensional characters with nothing even resembling arcs, the kind of safe, edgy humor that's become the hallmark of these factory-produced superhero flicks, all the usual played-out James Gunnisms that ran their course like half a decade ago, cinematography that looks like someone smeared the results of my chili sauce shot all over the camera lens, and a protagonist who's about as likable and empathetic as a British politician. In short, Supergirl is a fucking disaster. The wrong movie at the wrong time, based on the wrong source material, made by the wrong people and starring the wrong actress. But we'll talk more about that later. Believe that. Anyway, fuck it, let's just do the plot. So a series of flashbacks explain how Kara's father separated a chunk of Krypton called Argo City from the rest of the planet when it got destroyed. But oh no, it also released kryptonite, or something, and everyone's slowly dying of radiation poisoning, so her parents send her and her dog Krypto off to Earth to meet up with Clark. But she's like, nah, I'm too cool for you, and spends most of her time dicking around on planets with red suns so that she can get drunk and party, and look like the kind of girl you'd find passed out in a pool of her own vomit round the back of a night.
I prefer the one where she is older than Clark, but because of like miscalculations in the sending the coordinations, she gets lost in space and she ends up being younger than Clark. Clark has spent 20 some odd years on Earth being grown up with like truth, justice, and the American way. He grew up on a farm in Kansas. There's no more American than that. Like cornfield out nearby me. I mean, there's nothing more American than walking through a cornfield, or if you're in California, an almond orchard. But yeah, it's just, he grew up and then he had to teach his cousin Kara Kent, this is what it's like to be to be human. This is what you need to do. You're not super powerful. I mean, maybe they're going at it with the fact that apparently, allegedly, Zor-El wanted his son to rule mankind, which is just, yeah, I don't think James Gunn understands superheroes. That's why he always preferred like the minutia characters, like the Guardians of the Galaxy or the Justice Gang. Like those are his type of group. People who are heroes but aren't entirely heroes. They're more like vigilantes. That's his wheelhouse. James Gunn doesn't understand heroes. He doesn't understand the concept of sacrificing everything, even though nobody will appreciate you for it. He can't understand that concept, so he doesn't know how to write a hero, which is why Superman wasn't a good film. It sadly wasn't a good film. I didn't enjoy it. Supergirl, I'm not going to see it because it's not made for me.
Club on a Sunday morning. Wow, what an inspirational character. Can't wait to see more of this. So we pick up with Kara celebrating her 23rd birthday by, you guessed it, getting drunk and partying. That's when she meets up with Ruthie, who's out to kill some dickhead named Krem in revenge for murdering her family. But Kara's like, nah, it'll be fine. But it turns out it won't be fine when Krem himself shows up and steals Kara's ship and shoots Krypto with a poison dart that'll kill him in 3 days if he doesn't get an antidote. Wow, that was lucky, wasn't it? Lucky the antagonist...
But you know what? I'm not going to bother even thinking about it.
Of the movie just happens to show up right after he's been mentioned.
Levi, you don't like Supergirl, you're a misogynist. Okay, sure. I'm misogynist. And I know, like, that's the thing. It's like, everyone's allowed to have their own criticisms. Everyone's allowed to see their own perspectives. But not everything is like cookie cutter for everyone. It's not. And yeah, I'd prefer a better Supergirl. I just would. I don't want a hot mess as a Supergirl. I want someone who's... yeah, never mind.
Lucky that he shoots Krypto with a slow-acting poison instead of just vaporizing him or something. Lucky this all creates the perfect setup for our reluctant hero to join forces with young, strong female character.
Right.
Anyway, so off they go to track down Krem and his gang of Mad Max rejects, and then Lobo shows up for like 5 minutes to give Jason Momoa something to do. Then they accidentally get an innocent family killed, and Kara gets sick from the green sun on this planet, but then she gets better, and there's a big fight where she stops Ruthie from killing Krem because revenge is bad or something, but then she kills him anyway because she's not your typical superhero, and then she saves Krypto and goes back to Earth because she's decided it's finally worth her attention. And that's it. That's the plot for Supergirl.
It's all bullshit. All of it.
Now, I'd be lying if I said I went into this movie expecting great things from it, but I've got to admit, I was surprised. And the thing that surprised me most was how fucking shit the writing was. I mean, the dialogue is exactly what you'd expect from some...
Well, it's written by a woman that literally wrote herself as Kara Kent. That is why it's terrible. It's written by a woman that wrote herself as the main character, who had ever done a short story before, who had no real experience in a Hollywood film, in a blockbuster. They're giving the people that don't deserve the right to have their name on a script the ability to write a script. It's like they're hiring these people from Blue Sky. I remember they were hiring people from Tumblr back in the day for the original Marvel movies when they started going bad. Now they're doing it from Blue Sky. It's like, what the heck? Get people that actually know how to write. Get people that actually know how to write characters that aren't themselves. When I write a book, I don't put myself as the main character. Heck no. Absolutely not. That'd make a terrible book. I've seen plenty of movies and shows with me as a main character, and I enjoy them, but I'm not going to write something where I'm the main character. Or not me as the main character, like my personality type. And there's nothing wrong with that kind of personality, but you have to put it in like the right characters. Like a hot mess would work for Harley Quinn after she's gone insane. Not before, when she's supposed to be the educated doctorate, but when she's going insane. That's where you put that mindset. Not before.
Something like this, the usual mix of trite one-liners, desperate attempts at edginess, the kind of cringe meta-humor that can only come from millennial Hollywood writers.
Millie
and of
Alcott can
course
play a better
those
Joker than Joaquin
wacky
Phoenix. That
Marvel
face, yeah,
quips.
exactly, that face.
That's all par for the course in 2026, but it's the story that really lets this movie down. The plot is nothing but a series of and-then coincidences, all strung together with the most flimsy justifications. The characters themselves are just along for the ride. Major
Levi, she's Harley Quinn in Supergirl's costume so that she could defeat Superman. Batman in the last movie of DCU as she killed Supergirl way before and did face surgery to look like her climax. I mean, that's the thing. You already make it sound more interesting than it actually is. Because imagine that. Imagine a face-off type of switch where you find out that your cousin isn't your real cousin. There's been a replacement, and then Superman needs to figure out what to do in order to get his cousin back. Like, that already sounds more interesting than this.
events take place and people show up for no other reason than to make the rest of the plot happen. Kara gets sick and weak when she's exposed to a green sun in the second act low point, but then she just gets better when a yellow sun helpfully comes out. There's no particular trial she has to go through, no lessons learned, no difficult choices to make. The plot says that it's time for the big final battle, so it happens. Lobo shows up out of nowhere for like 5 minutes because he looks cool and the script needed some fan service and everyone likes Jason Momoa. And he does exactly what he always does, plays Jason Momoa. Honestly though, you could cut him right out of this movie and everything would play out exactly the same. In fact, I'm pretty convinced that the bulk of his scenes were added in post-production. Krem is just a generic bad guy who does bad stuff because, fuck it, who even cares? He's just there to give the rest of the characters something to do. There's no real substance to him, no big overarching plan or hidden justification for what he's doing. He's just a space pirate crossed with Mad Max. His death means nothing because his life meant nothing either. Jesus, who wrote this shit? Oh yeah, Anna Nogueira, a former TV actress whose writing credits amount to fuck all. I mean, literally, the only thing I could find about her was We Win, a micro-budget short film from 8 years ago about a couple's relationship that unravels during a game of Mafia.
Son of a bitch!
Oh yeah, that totally justifies putting her in charge of a $200 million superhero blockbuster. You're seriously telling me you couldn't find anyone better qualified for this job than a failed actress who aged out of the industry with precisely one screenwriting credit to her name? Fuck off, James Gunn. Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't cast your own wife in this just so you could watch her get railed by Lobo. Then there's Kara herself, who's apparently based on the not particularly popular Tom King run of comic books, which helpfully ignore half a century of character development to paint Kara as a cringy punk rock anti-hero.
I hate this!
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, to be honest. That little cameo she got at the end of Superman already told us what kind of an annoying arse.
I hated that. The second you see her, I'm just like, I don't like her. I don't like her. Like, that's like I'm trying to think of an actual genuinely good human being, but I can't think of one because all the ones throughout history are like, okay, I'm going to do this comparison because Jesus Christ is always like synonymous with Superman. And honestly, that's why I like Man of Steel, at least Henry Cavill. Why I liked him was because the actor who played Jesus Christ in The Passion of the Christ was the father of Henry Cavill, who played Superman in Superman. So I like that. It was just like, so of course, Jesus Christ's son is Superman. But okay, so it's like literally Jesus Christ sacrifices everything for everyone they can, whether you're Christian or not. You know the story of Jesus Christ, but whether you believe it or not. And his cousin comes in and then calls him names and insults him as he was helping her out. You literally have someone insulting Jesus Christ. And of course, that's blasphemy to compare Superman to Jesus Christ, but that's normally the analogy done right there. I mean, come on, the savior of the world. So you have someone insulting Jesus Christ just because he's an easy target, which a lot of people probably do. Oh, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just like you already can judge her immediately off of that. Someone who's making fun of a person who's literally just trying to do best for everyone. Because I was trying to do like a Mother Teresa or a Gandhi or but I'm like, I don't like Gandhi. Mother Teresa has a bad rap. I mean, I was like, who can I do that everyone can say is genuinely a good person? I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go with Jesus Christ.
Told she was gonna be.
Thanks for watching him, bitch!
I hate.
Can you believe she said that to Jesus Christ? Can you believe she said that?
So much about the things that you choose to be.
Not since the Marvels have I liked a main character less than this one. There's this weird feeling of mild desperation throughout the whole movie, where they're trying so hard not to make her a Mary Sue that she just comes across as an annoying.
Levi, how would you rate Henry Cavill's Superman? I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it. I hated BVS, Batman v Superman. I hated that. And I only watched the extended piece of garbage. I did not like the Justice League, and I only watched Zack Snyder's Justice League edit. I did not like Man of Steel because Superman, no matter what, would never kill. Like he's never put to that extent. Like the only one who got him close was Darkseid. Darkseid is the only one who got him close in the comic books, at least, and even the Justice League animation. He's the only one that got him to take off his kid gloves because he lives in a world of cardboard, and he has to cut loose in order to put Darkseid in his place. Like that's it. But I did not like that he killed Zod. I did not like the handheld cinematography. This is a multi-million-dollar film, and you're running around with a camera on your shoulders. Get a gimbal, so that way it's a steady shot. Like that's the little stuff I hated. I hated that.
Bitch who doesn't care about anything or anyone but herself. You know, the kind of girl who flips the bird with a mildly pissed off expression in every single picture she ever takes because she really needs you to know how much cooler she is than you? Well, that's basically Kara in this movie. It's horseshoe theory projected onto characterization, where going far enough away from something ends up looping you right back to where you started. An insufferable arsehole. They're trying so hard to paint her as this jaded, cynical, world-weary pragmatist who's tried and failed to be a hero and just wants to be left alone now, but it doesn't fucking work because she's like 23 years old. This is the kind of thing you do with a 50-year-old man, not some young girl who's just starting out. Like, how the fuck can you have a life of regrets when you've barely even lived a life to begin with?
Like that story works for like someone who's tried to be a hero, and I think that actually rings a bell, but I can't think of which one. Someone who's tried to be a hero for decades and has only played Hitchcock. That right there, you literally had Will Smith, before Will Smith became a punching bag for the entire world. Hitchcock, I love that movie. A great superhero kind of interpretation where you had someone who has the powers of, like, the ultimate powers of a human being or of Superman, and just always makes the wrong choices. Always making the wrong choices. Only for him to have a redemption near the end because he has someone guiding him and helping him, holding his hand through the whole thing. But he's supposed to be like in his 40s at that time. Not 23 years old. Well, actually, at that time, he's supposed to be like 1,000-something, 2,000, 3,000 years old. He's supposed to be around since like the dawn of time, him and his kind. And I like that. So you know how old he is, you know how he's tried to help out, but he always fails, and they can't do anything with him because he's just an ultimate super being that they just have to let him go until, yeah, they need him. And I gotta say, I did like that. I did. Hitchcock is definitely worth a watch, especially a rewatch. Back in like from back in the day, like you watch it now and it has so many more layers than it did when it first came out. I'm sad that it flopped. But yeah, it was better than him playing Deadshot. It's better than him playing Deadshot in Suicide Squad, and it's better than, well, his situation now.
Had to do some kind of anti-hero arc with her. They should have made her this rebellious, energetic, loose cannon who acts first and thinks later, convinced that she can help everyone, only to discover real life is more complicated than just punching the bad guy. You have to show us the fall so that we can cheer for the rise. Ultimately, for all the hype and controversy swirling around it, Supergirl is nothing but a depressingly bleak, horrible-looking, uninspired, generic superhero movie whose only USP turns out to be its biggest weakness. Yes, young women really can be messy, self-absorbed failures, but here's the thing this movie doesn't really get. They probably shouldn't. It's a movie that no one seemed particularly excited for, pushing a character no one cares about in a cinematic universe that's barely started but already seems to be in its death throes. And well, Supergirl is nothing but another nail in the coffin. Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Thank you, Critical Drinker. Thank you. Go away now. Again, good points. Good points. Absolutely. Even after all that pandering, feminists still don't buy tickets. Exactly. Because in the end, graphic novels, comic books, they weren't made, especially the superhero ones, weren't made for women. They were made for a male audience. Strike me down, but that's the truth. They were made for a male audience. Women aren't going to go and see a superhero film because it's not for them. It has never been for them. The superhero archetype has always existed for men. Sacrificing something for the greater good. Willing to sacrifice things because your family needs you to, your country needs you to, your people need you to. There's something about that that is just inherent and instinctive towards men. Towards men. Like, women will go to the movies to watch things. Look at Barbie. Look at Wicked. Look at 50 Shades of Grey. There are things that women will go to watch. The thing is, they have a very different type of interest than men do. The reason why Marvel has fallen off is because, guess what? It's no longer for men, but women don't care for that genre either. The reason why Star Wars has fallen off is it's no longer for men, but guess what? Women don't care for that genre either. And of course, there will always be some women that enjoy the genre, like the classics, like they can see like what maybe it might be a father that had their daughter watch those classic movies with them because it was just a bonding experience they could have. And the daughter has good memories of watching something like that. Or the daughter, a girl watches it just because, well, they can see what a real man's kind of interest is. Not that it's exactly the case, but it's so crazy that things are designed. Men and women have different interests. Men and women have different strengths. Men and women have different weaknesses. Men and women are not equal to each other. They both have strengths and they both have weaknesses contrary to each other. That's why we pair up and have offspring together. Because we make each other stronger. We pick up each other's weaknesses. Of course, you have effeminate men and you have masculine women, but still, statistically speaking, I'm right. I'm right. Oh, okay, I can't ignore it now. She also looks like Willem Dafoe. It's the mouth. It's the mouth. Millie Alcock's, it's her mouth. Like, that's why. The second I saw her on the red carpet, she should have been Harley Quinn. What retard cast her? Oh, as Supergirl. My brain shut off. What retard cast her as Supergirl? She should have been Harley Quinn. She would have been a perfect Harley Quinn. Again, you could have had the hot mess. You could have had the hot mess with Harley Quinn. Like, she goes insane and becomes the hot mess. Would have been far better than in Supergirl. But then again, you have people that don't know how to write, don't know how to create characters. The sad thing is, I can't say that I do, even though I've tried my hand at it. I'd still be better. I'd still be much better. But that's just me. That's just me. In fact, now I think that woman who wrote the script could have looked better than her in that role. I don't think so. I mean, they could have looked, to me, they look kind of like sisters. They look kind of like sisters. But that's just me. That's just me.
You guys got a video?
forget to like and subscribe.
为什么呢？